Mm. Emmy.
Hi, Isaac. Hi, everyone.
Hi, Emmy.
I was, and maybe I have to close the window because maybe you hear too much noise from outside.
It's fine at the moment.
No, okay, okay. I was, yeah, I was experiencing quite some stress in my body, and busy with it, actually, and then all at once also I was aware of this. Yeah, I don't know how to call it, but this understream of well-being, all at once.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And it seems that this body, my body, is, yeah, I say my, is easy to experience a lot of stress easily. It always seems to be in some kind of stress. And yeah, it felt good to be also experiencing this well-being also. Yeah.
No, I know what you talk about really well. You know, in my view, we've been brought up in a culture where stress is so normalized. You know, it's like, it's normal. It's, you know, It's just such a habit to put pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
To do it right, to do it well, to keep it together, to be on top of things, to all that stuff. Yeah. And when I look at any of it, I just go, well, what a lot of nonsense. But yet the system is used to it. Huh? And I love how you speak of it, just how there's, even while the pattern is playing, there's that current underneath that's always there.
Yes, I like to talk, but I also like to just sit with you for the moment.
Yes, of course, welcome.
Yeah. I put on the big view. Yes. Okay.
No, I was just thinking also in Europe, you're the second generation after the Second World War. So your parents definitely went through all kinds of stress. And,
It's actually also quite painful to see the children, my children, grandchildren already also living in this pattern of stress. Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's like that the conditioning was like just going to school and having to be there on time.
Yeah.
And then, like always comparing the children with each other. I mean, it's really, when you see it, it's not so subtle, but it was on the background of everything. It was what we grew up in, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus the inheritance from our
Yeah.
parents and grandparents. And then to have space where we can meet naked, vulnerable, honest,
Mm-hmm.
Precious. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I'm very grateful for this. Yeah.
Yeah. And gratefulness is the best antidote to stress.
Yeah. Yes. 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 Now, if you can send me the link for the celebration, I would be happy.
With pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you.
Could you please just send me an email, Emmy? I'm sure I have your email, but if you
Okay.
can,
Yeah.
then it makes it one step easier for me.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah. Jeroen.
Hello.
Hey, Jeroen.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of missed the satsangs, to be honest. Yeah, and I was just wondering if I could just rest with you a little bit.
Oh, it was deep pleasure.
It feels a little bit split for me, like my head is making stories around it, and I feel the sensations in my body, in my neck.
Yeah, and there's awareness of all of it. Yeah. You know, the classical invitation of Ramana, no matter what appears, if you ask who's aware of it, the answer has to be I am. And then that question, who am I, is just a redirecting of attention to that unchanging, immaculate quietness, always here. And just returning and returning and returning to that, not to get caught up in sensations, interpretations, fixing anything, changing anything.
Yeah.
And I can see there is a love of just that quiet resting. That there's a knowing of it and there's an appreciation of it. And so sometimes the system takes a little while to slow down again. It's okay.
Yeah, I missed it, just the resting of it, and no. Happy that you bring you a little bit back to the resting. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for receiving the invitation.
No, Yeah.
Shapiro.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi, Samuel.
Hi.
Feels like joy is here.
Yes, amazingly, because before it does not feel like that. But yeah,
Now
I'm really
joy is
happy
visiting.
to feel
Yeah.
it. Yeah, it's so wow. Oh. And I'm so happy for the upcoming celebration. Wow. Oh. But it's a celebration right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Oh. Mm. Mm. Mm.
Lovely. Pretty. Hans. Hi, Hans.
Hi. I have to unmute myself. Yeah, it's a long time. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
And actually, I like to explore something.
It's with pleasure.
Yeah, to do it in a group or to read with you. I think it's more successful. Because I joined last week for the first time after a long time, so I'm getting used to the way you are approaching the things, and I like it so. And the exploration is that when I'm succeeding in focus on awareness, actually. It has an effect on my body, and I feel ecstasy. Actually, I feel ecstasy, and it feels nice. Then my focus of attention is grabbing on it and says, "Yes, this is it." And then I'm starting to feel kind of egocentric, not so in touch with everybody, but in touch with my ecstasy. So I think it's nice, and then I'm doing the same process, being aware of it, focusing on the stillness, and everything gets a little bit more loose and a little bit more energetic, so it feels nice again. But still there is a part in me which is very serious always and wants to be in control and wants not to give it up. And it feels like a competition now. I cannot really surrender because the control is pretty much or so. I'm getting very serious in this whole movement. So I don't know. I like to explore that a little bit. Yeah.
No, I get it. Yeah.
When you said I get it, I feel recognized, and there's a feeling kind of connection coming up. Also a big loneliness somewhere in my system, but it can rest now in, I don't know, in a kind of, I don't know, field or so.
Yeah. You know, it's like this. We have generations of conditioning and trauma, the human condition, and then there's this love affair that gets born in us that just is in love with something we can't even say what it is. And but there's all the stories, you know, like, wanting, subtle wantings, and it's okay. I mean, what to do? They, you know, they come until they don't anymore, you know. It's just, And all we have is this love affair with this that we can't even describe, that we can't say what it is.
Hmm. Interesting.
And in a way, you know, it's like the moment we present in that love affair, in that, it's so welcoming, it just takes us in. But it's also so forgiving. It doesn't matter how many times your attention strays, it welcomes you back every time it comes back. So I love that Rumi poem, you know, it said, even if you've broken your vows 10,000 times, come again, and come again, and come again. Yeah.
Yeah, it's immediately there. Immediately.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm. I can almost feel two different worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of a world of resting in it, and on the other hand, all this grabbing. Also, grabbing with the judgment. By yeah. I don't know how to say, by the grace of this awareness, there's no problem. So,
Absolutely, that's it. Just,
yeah.
yeah. Every problem is of the mind, is of a thought. It's just a thought.
Immediate.
No thought, no problem.
Yeah, and thoughts are coming when this, I don't know, this grace is not recognized or so.
You know, yeah, you know, I mean, just to have an understanding of it, it's like this moment was perceived through the senses. So it's a sensation. But always the sensations of the moment are interpreted through our conditioning and our trauma. And in that interpretation, very often there's a discomfort that's there, and of not being at ease. It always belongs to that automatic unconscious interpretation. So whenever there's some sense of dis-ease, it's sensed as, you know, like as a problem to solve. And our thinking is the capacity to solve problems. That's why our thinking kicks in, because it wants to help us solve the problem. Except it can't. It doesn't have the capacity to solve it.
Yeah.
But it fools us again and again that it can. That it cannot. It absolutely cannot. So that's why I say it's just getting, you know, like, okay, grace has shown us, and now it's just, you know, again and again, maybe till the last breath, just honoring this love affair, and more subtleties will reveal itself. I mean, by itself, you know, it's just, yeah. And when I'm saying this, I mean, I think I'm speaking to what you know already. I'm not telling you anything new. It's just,
yeah, I know it. Yeah,
yeah, we know it, and it's just like,
it's great to feel that it's pointed again to something, and it's good, of course, to hear. And
and it's not about getting anywhere. The moment we try to get somewhere, then again we're in the seeking or becoming or something like this, because this is so immediate. It's just like attention is in the way, as resting as awareness, no problem. And then little ripples happen. Okay, come. It doesn't matter. It's okay.
That was unexpected.
Yeah, nice to speak with you too.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to take a moment and just greet each other,
Yeah, sure.
feel each other. Thanks. Really? Martin.
Hi,
Hi,
Isaac.
Martin. Yeah, hi.
I felt that I have a question, and this question is about, well, like I told you, I have in the last month and more times that I can go to this pure place to rest and just be and have no thoughts and have this love affair, like you said. And the question is, it's a little bit like Hans said, these two worlds, this personal world, being active, having problems and all this, and then resting and have this love affair. And it's good to have this possibility to go there, but I would like to have, when I'm acting in my personal world, to have this love affair underneath, to feel it all the time. Not only to have as a flight place to go,
Yes.
but to feel it all the time.
So now that interest, see, that interest is now the fire.
Yeah.
That interest is now. So, it's like, I think most people have never even realized that it's possible to rest quietly like that. They don't know it. They don't even know it's a possibility. So we taste it and then we go, oh man, that's beautiful. That's so beautiful. But yes, I've got my life to live and okay. And then it slowly, or it depends. That goes, it comes, wait, but why can't I stay like that? And so then that's now, then you could say that's now how the fire consumes you. Papaji always had this picture. He would say, like, if you light a candle and there's a moth in the room, they're very attracted to the light.
Yeah.
And they will come and they'll dip in the flame and fly out, and dip in it and fly out many times until eventually at some point they dive into the fire and they burn up and they become the fire themselves.
So I'm gone.
So it's this funny thing, it's like this interest rises, we get a taste. Oh, and it's like you say, it's grace, it's just beauty. It's like, oh. And then there's the momentum and pull of what you might have referred to as our goals, our wants, our needs, our dreams, all this stuff. And what I see is little by little, we start to see how unimportant they actually all are. They all, at some point every day we leave it all and prefer deep sleep. But at some point we have an appointment with what we call death, and it's all, none of it matters. If you've got, a few hours to live, nothing is important. So, yeah.
For me now is a deep interest that my acting is coming out of this deep. not of these egoic wishes and all this, you know, this is not these two worlds, it's this egoic acting and this resting, but also this acting is drinking out of this.
Yes, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah.
So you would say just continue to go rest and then slowly.
And that interest now to bring it into your what you call your daily life is bubbling up. It's coming up, and so now, but just that interest itself will do the work, you could say, because it's like, you know, we very used to stress, to putting pressure on ourselves, and it's not something we consciously do. We don't think, now I'm going to do it, but it's such an automatic movement. Our parents did it, our grandparents, and our whole cultures that way. And so we find ourselves down that road. And the moment our system stresses even a little bit, we actually don't have access to our cortex. We're in survival. We're in fight, flight, or freeze without realizing it. It's like, you know, it's just, but we're used to it. It's a habit. It's such a habit. And at some point it's going, wait, what's going on here? This is, okay, doesn't matter. Maybe for the millionth time it's doing it. But now there's a seeing, wait, it's not what this life is for. This life is for this love affair. Okay, so. Yeah. But you can't make a concept out of it. It's something, it's just a maturing. It's just like, you know, like a child learns to walk and then talk and whatever it is. And yeah, so it has its own intelligence, its own timing.
It's like growing. You can't say, okay,
Like,
I'm growing now 3 centimeters
exactly.
more because I do it. You just
Exactly. It's a maturing. It's just, it comes, you tasted it, you know its beauty, and now it's like, wait a second, but there's these two worlds, and already the second world, the world of life, has already been affected by this virus of love. You know, it's because it's hard to take it as seriously after,
Yes.
you know, once you know.
Sure, yeah.
So you know, it works away. It's just, yeah.
Thanks a lot, Isaac.
Yeah, thanks. Judith.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi.
You need to speak one time more.
Okay.
Yes, there you are.
Okay. Yeah, and we're all in the same boat. I mean, we can all recognize. Yeah.
It's so lovely at this moment to hear you speaking again. It's so, it's like over and over and over again. The system needs to hear it. And also it touches again the Rumi poem.
Yeah.
Come again and again and again.
Yeah.
Even when you break your vows, thousands of times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That brings a smile, and that brings
Ah,
joy. Yeah.
it brings a smile, joy, even tears of the sweetness from it, and the space, and the gentleness. Yeah.
And you know, taking this pressure off to be perfect. You know, just like, okay, it's out of my hands. You know, it's like,
it's so out of my hands.
Yeah.
And one thing knowing that is that love affair.
That's it.
Yeah, that's clear.
You know, another image that I loved that Papaji used, he said, it's like, you know, at night when you want to go to sleep, you can lay in, try to, come on, sleep, take me, but you have to make yourself beautiful for sleep. You know, you get comfortable, you get the right position, then sleep takes you when it wants. And he said, it's the same thing with this. The last step you cannot take. It takes you. You just make yourself beautiful for it by loving it. And I so get it. I mean, it's just, yeah. Again and again, you come to it and it, yeah. To me, it just feels like it keeps deepening and every time we rest together, there's subtleties that go deeper. It's just, at least that's the way it feels to me. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah. It's so touching, huh? That's wow. It's so wow. The gentleness and the sweetness. And, yeah.
Love meeting love, just
That's
recognizing itself, its own
That's
self.
it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Not personal, but just this love path.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then gratefulness comes, eh? Gratefulness, gratefulness, gratefulness.
Mm.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Isaac.
Thanks, beloved Judith. Yeah.
Thank you, beloved Isaac.
Maima.
Hello, Isaac.
Hi, Maima.
Just want to rest with you. Mm. So much hard energy just. Mm. 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 Mm.
Thanks, Mama.
Thank you, Isaac.
Vedanta. Hi, Vedanta.
Hello, Isaac. I can't see you yet. Can you speak again?
Okay. Did this help?
Yeah, now it's better, yes.
Cool.
Right. Yeah. Can I say something, Isaac?
Of course.
It was all the morning is so touching, and what you were saying with Judith was very much touching. And last time I was really shocked that such a sudden hardness was the last time. I know it's past, but it is sometimes I can't. It's like I don't know. It breaks my heart, and suddenly it happened, and I can't change it in that moment, Yeah, it's just to accept that sometimes this plays in the system and has to come out. Maybe I don't know.
For me, I don't think it's even a question of accepting Vedanta. I think my sense is just a question. If it was up to you, would it happen?
No.
So then
No.
once you see, if you answer that question, no,
Yeah.
it means it has nothing to do with you. You don't have to accept it. You don't have to do anything with it. It has nothing to do with you.
Yeah. And I mean, yesterday I had such a peaceful day, and also I was writing, and then what you said today, this forgiveness, suddenly is so deep that just a moment and everything is good again. I know it. I received it actually, and it was so beautiful, but maybe I just had to speak it because something happened, like I get afraid about myself, not about you or anybody, but about myself, because I don't know what comes up, like it's so
it's not, but just recognize it's not yourself, it's just patterns playing.
Yes.
So look, once we know that, patterns can play with if somewhere it gets taken personally, that's not up to them and it's not up to anything. So it's like, it's not in our hands.
Yeah. It felt a little bit like, when somebody hits somebody or even killed and say, oh, sorry, it's not my, but the shame, what you was mentioned, it was this thing, the connection back to something, that you are not out of order with what happened, what can come up, that shame was so explicit, actually, even it doesn't feel good or so, but for the first time I could take this surfing to something deeper. And I like to mention, it just comes up, in my family, there was something like killing happening, really. A sister of mine took a knife and put it on some. And I know I was repressing this energy so much because I didn't want to be in this way. And I feel here a lot comes still up, like energy like this once in a while. And I'm very, very grateful that this can be here and can just come out of the system. Yeah. Yes.
You know the story of Milarepa, huh?
Yes, but I love when you, yes. Sometimes I remember it, and I know something is relating to this system sometimes, yes. Yeah. So it is, yeah.
So it is,
Yeah. Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you.
Hmm. Maria D. Mari, sorry. Hi.
Hi, Isaac.
Hey. Do you see me?
Yes, can you see me okay?
Yes, I see you perfectly and hear you. For a moment, just as we're resting here, nothing to do, just a very gentle noticing of the invitation that's coming through this expression of life, and then just how your system receives the invitation without any idea of how it should, just a gentle noticing of how it does. So no shoulds, nothing like that, just watching the invitation and how it responds, the stance. All the little nuances of the response, because it'll be multifaceted, yeah, many layers and many. Whatever comes is welcome. It's welcome. Feel free to speak what you notice if you want to, if it feels safe, and not to if you don't want to. Just, you're welcome. Just recognizing your system is just responding. It has nothing to do with you. It's just doing what it does.
Yeah, I'm finding it hard to. I don't know what's going on. It's like I can't tell. My mind is just disconnected and doesn't find any connection. There's a lot of terror about that.
It's okay. I know it's easy to say it's okay. It's just that's why I say your system is just responding, but it's multifaceted. It touches something very sweet, and then it does. It moves. It's not static by any means, at least as far as I can feel.
That's what I mean. What is that? I don't understand. Like, is that ever settled?
Can you come just a little closer to your mic? So
Yes,
yeah.
I don't understand. Does that ever settle down? I feel like I'm just lost in space.
It's nothing. It's nothing to understand. If it was up to you, it wouldn't do that. Whatever's going on, it's old information. And it's, we don't need to know where it comes from. We don't need to understand it. We don't need to do anything with it. There's moments, at least to my perception, where there's a seeing something that's beyond this whole story. For glimpses, there are little glimpses. Can you speak to me about those glimpses? Do you know what I mean by those glimpses?
Well, the closest I can find is just, there's just some eyes peering out of something, and
Yeah.
there's just a lot of experience.
Yeah. So the habit up till now has been to focus on the experience. Yeah. And to make it mean something, and to want to change it, want to fix it. That's the habit up to now. But there is something deeper. Talk to me about what's deeper. right now. What's that? That's deeper than that. Maybe you can't put that in words, I don't know, but it doesn't matter. Just even in the attempt to speak about it means your attention goes to it. I could be mistaken, but it seems to me like when you touch that, that's deeper. Somehow that has gotten kind of entangled with the yearning to have a deep love. And so it scares you because it's like the wiring has gotten a little crossed there.
Yeah.
So that's just, if it's wrong, just throw it out. But I mean, yeah. And nothing wrong with that yearning to have love flow, whatever. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah, when I touch upon that, what you said, how did you just word it? Touch upon something other than the experience.
Yeah. What's deeper, the deeper flow, you could say like that.
Yeah. Then, yeah, as you said, it's caught on. Yeah.
And it's okay. It's okay. It's like
separate.
It will untangle itself. It's just at the moment, just to recognize, okay, that's just something that it's doing. It's just, because it is like the deepest love affair, but it's not a love affair of two. It's a love affair of love pure. Just that loving to love, it doesn't.
Is that God?
Yeah. Something is easing up a little bit, it seems. I don't know how you sense it.
So hard to be in this body.
Can you sense what I say when I say something is easing? It's not as activated as it was a little bit ago. Cool. Yeah, thanks for spending a little time with me. Sylvie.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Sylvie.
Just wanted to rest a little with you, if that's okay.
Of course. Right, Sylvie.
Thank you.
Evangelia, and then Mukti.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Evangelia.
I wanted to ask you this question. I'm not even sure if I can phrase it, which is like you say, this has nothing to do with you if some past emotions or whatever are in the system. So say this has nothing to do with you. Now there seems to be a difference, like if Mukti or whoever, it's easier for me to say, well, this has nothing to do with me, when her stories come up or someone else's. But why, if I'm awareness and I'm just observing, there must be some sort of link with this localized awareness other than some other localized awareness over there, although it's
Okay, so this is an intellectual question. So let's just play intellectually then. So what you call your body,
yeah.
the way it looks, the way it functions. Did you choose that? Did you ask for it? Did you ask for the color of your eyes, your color of your hair, the shape of your body?
No,
No. Okay, so what does it have to do with you?
nothing.
Actually, nothing. Okay, cool. So then the patterns that play in you, what does that have to do with you?
It has nothing to do with me, but how come? Okay, I will let you do it. You do it.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with
Okay.
me.
It has nothing to do with you. So you could say the error or the mistake is believing, because those patterns that play in you unconsciously, automatically, which literally means nobody's doing it, produce a sense of you. That's what identification is. Those patterns playing produce that identification. But then we speak, oh, I identified. But it's the pattern that produces the sense of I.
Yeah, but may I say something or not yet?
Sure, of course, no. Yeah.
How come I can feel more what I feel than somebody else? I mean, there must be some sort of funny, non-existing link or parent link or this. I mean, if that is how you say it, I would feel everyone's feelings, but they have nothing to do with me. How come? But
the fact of the matter is, what you call everybody
is not there.
What you call the world is appearing in you.
Yeah.
Everything, all the information at this moment is appearing in awareness, in whatever you want to call it.
But
so you feel what you call me, where do you experience that?
Nowhere.
Nowhere, actually, yeah. Yeah. And so the same thing with what you call your experience. Where do you experience that? And that experience that's happening is filtered through all the conditioning and all the trauma. And it feels very personal.
Oh, hold on. Just 1 second. 1 second, sorry. Sorry. Oh.
See, your thinking cannot figure this out. It's not possible. All that I can do is point you to the fact that the experience of this moment that feels very personal is an interpretation filtered through conditioning and your ancestral trauma. And it produces a sense of you that thinks it's your experience. But it really has nothing to do with you. It's a waking dream, a waking nightmare, to be more exact. And either it's recognized or it's not. And if it's not, no problem. It seems personal. It seems like it's yours. All of that is a mirage, magic trick.
So would there be any difference between when you say it has nothing to do with you, and if you say it has nothing to do like with another person? Is there any difference at all?
So when deep sleep happens for you, is it any different than when deep sleep happens for me? There's nobody there.
I got it now. Okay.
My deep sleep is different than your deep sleep. Yeah, it's nonsense. Yeah.
Can you
Thanks.
just, could I just, could I have half a minute
Sure.
after all this stupid conversation?
It's okay. I mean, it's fine. Exploration. Yeah, some people did. It's all good. Okay. So just resting quietly for a moment.
Thank you, Isaac. As
Oh,
always.
so you're so welcome. Mukti, I just have a few moments because I actually got things right after that I got to attend to. So, hi. Need to unmute. Yeah, great.
The identification is always happening through thought.
Say again?
Either when the identification happens, it's always happening through thought. Through this.
It's a combination. It's a combination of thought, the interpretation of sensation. I mean, it's just there's nobody that does it. It's an automatic, unconscious movement, and then a sense of I rises. But it's an activity. If that activity gets quiet, like in deep sleep, there's nobody. It can happen just, like spontaneously. It can happen through psychedelics. Everything is quiet for a moment, and there's just awareness. Like when we rest like this, boundaries start to disappear, all sense of separation just starts to get thin, you could say, or get. Simple and easy. Yeah?
Say the first word I didn't.
You didn't hear the first word I said?
Yeah.
I just said it's simple and it's effortless, it's easy. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Bas and Sylvie, for hosting. There's still heaps of place in the celebration coming up. So if you have an interest, please email me. Love, peace, beauty. Thanks for being here. Ciao. Harium.